Tēnā tātou katoa, good evening. The Prime Minister turned up to his first major diplomatic test late, standing up to world leaders. Or because one of the old Defence Force 757s broke down before it could take off for Melbourne.
The Deputy Prime Minister says it's an embarrassment, but the government is refusing to budge on spending more money to replace them. Political reporter Amelia Way was meant to be travelling with the Prime Minister, but she is still in Wellington.
As far as first impressions go, it doesn't really get much worse than standing up a world leader.
Nice to meet you.
Christopher Luxon turning up to his first big summit late and possibly red-faced. The PM was due to take off to Melbourne at 6 a.m. for a mini-marathon of meetings with 8 Southeast Asian leaders on the sidelines of the ASEAN summit. New Zealand isn't a member, nor is Aussie. We're more mates of the bloc. We got an invite as a favour from Anthony Albanese to Luxon so he can squeeze in some face-to-face time in his first 100 days in office. Luxon's turbulence started before takeoff, with a pre-flight check revealing a fault, the 757 grounded again.
Well, of course it's embarrassing. Everybody in New Zealand feels that way. And if it was a rescue mission of some critical dimension, we'd be seriously embarrassed then.
Luxon got on the first commercial flight he could to Melbourne, but it was too late, and he missed the first 2 meetings with the leaders of the Philippines and Laos.
It's actually pretty embarrassing, really.
Oh, of course it's disappointing that the plane has broken down.
Certainly not a great look that they're breaking down.
The old girl, lovingly dubbed Betty, stuck with her belly split open, guts akimbo on the tarmac, meaning the press pack got left behind. Here's what the Aussie audiences heard about New Zealand today.
Not just broken planes that New Zealand's Prime Minister has had to worry about, it's also broken houses.
Dolphins serving up as entertainment and some very good boys as company. At 11 o'clock we got a moderately positive update that the fault-finding crew had managed to narrow the number of issues from 6 down to 1. The nearly 30-year-old Boeing 757 sisters were bought from a Dutch low-cost airline in 2003. They're hardly reliable. Sir John Key was stranded in Townsville.
Disappointing, particularly for the business delegation.
In the 5 years to 2022, they were grounded for maintenance 52 times out of 660 missions, once leaving Dame Jacinda Ardern stuck in Washington, D.C. In opposition, Luxon criticised a second just-in-case plane being sent to China with the then PM Chris Hipkins. He swore off using the Defence Force.
We travel commercial, we charter aircraft.
Luxon quickly broke their promise in office, seeing value in the convenience of the PM having a plane. But the government, currently scraping together dollars, isn't comfortable with the cost for replacements.
Look, every option we've looked at around those planes, it's an incredible amount of money.
Do we need a new plane?
I think in time, absolutely, the 757s need to be replaced.
Hipkins is willing to work bipartisan.
If they decide to upgrade the 757, they'll have my support to do that.
Everything is tens of millions of dollars, and it's simply not something we can justify right at this stage.
The fault turned out to be an issue with the nose landing gear, the old girl needing an overnight repair.
Well, Amelia joins us now, still stuck on the tarmac in Wellington. Amelia, why is it so tough for governments to spend money on these planes?
Well, firstly, Sam, the old girl, the old Betty's breakdown is precisely zero reflection on the Defence Force crew who worked so hard to keep these planes going and were so hospitable to us for the almost 12 hours we were stuck here while they went on that fault-finding mission. But the planes breaking down is symptomatic of the conundrum that is facing the coalition. Our infrastructure is failing. We need to spend more money, but they were elected on a promise to spend less. The Prime Minister, if there was ever to be one, who could be able to hook up a plane deal, you'd think it'd be the one who used to run an airline. But Prime Ministers are usually hesitant to spend money on themselves. But surely, at some point, we need to ask ourselves whether we are a serious country who can get our Prime Minister to a major international summit on time, or whether we're chill with standing up world leaders.
Indeed. Amelia, thank you.